Houston. Here's Lowell.
Good evening. It's hard to know when that first spark of love begins with a parent, the moment you know you would do anything for your child. Tonight, you will meet one mother who not only met that challenge, but may have stumbled onto the one precious gift millions of people are seeking. 7-year-old Precious Thomas doesn't know how to quit, but she sure knows how to fight. She's been in a fight for her life since the day she was born. Every runny nose, every little slip is cause for concern. Her mother is always close by, watching for any sign that could signal yet another hospital stay. There have been so many, Rocky Thomas has lost count.
Seeing her sick, not being able to run around and play and spend the night out and do other things like other children do, that's been hard.
It started with fevers and thrush on the tongue when Precious was just an infant, shortly after Rocky adopted her. Rocky knew the birth mother was a drug addict. She didn't know the woman had AIDS. When Precious was 1 year old, Rocky got the news. Precious is HIV positive.
Devastated, stunned. No. My next step was to give her the best treatment that I could.
Okay, this time we start over.
And so it began, an endless odyssey from one hospital, one doctor, one drug to another, in search of something to keep Precious well enough to lead a normal life. Her story went public, leading to headlines in suburban Washington, D.C. newspapers, appearances with celebrities, even a visit from President Clinton. In the meantime, one experimental treatment, Chemron, did give her more energy for almost 2 years.
And the fever started coming back, and was staying at the hospitals and upper respiratory infection.
But through it all, Rocky says Precious never complained. And the first part of it for me, Precious.
Even though she's been sick and has missed a lot of time out of school, she's still in the top of her class.
The rock flies out to us.
Precious is only 7, but performs at a 4th grade level. Through the years, Sandra Mitchell has watched her A student battle the virus.
She was very listless. She had no energy whatsoever. She fell asleep all the time. She rarely could come to school for a week without being out sick.
What kid doesn't love to go to the mall to shop or go out to a restaurant to eat? But not so long ago, an outing like this for Precious was unthinkable.
If she came, she would have gotten sick, you know, before it was over. She never could do things like this. She always missed field trips.
But on this day, Precious is just like all the other kids, curious, energetic, and loving every minute of their field trip. And for once, Rocky can let down her guard and just enjoy watching her little girl be a little girl. For the last year, Precious has been monitored by doctors at the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, Maryland. She was enrolled in 2 studies or protocols.
One didn't do anything at all.
Which one is that?
That was FBDA.
Currently, Precious is enrolled in our IL-2 protocol.
Dr. Perdita Taylor says it requires intense monitoring while patients receive injections to boost the immune system and pills to drop the viral load. That's the amount of virus detectable in the blood. On July 15, 1998, Rocky got the best news ever when Dr. Taylor gave her Precious's latest test results.
So she handed it to me. She said, now look at her viral load. I almost hit the floor. It was 0. I said, 0? She said, 0. So I was just shaking.
What was her reaction?
She was stunned.
Just from looking at how she's been in the past and what she's done since she's been on the new combination, my theory was that the drop was due to the new drugs that she was on.
The numbers tell one side of the story. Her family, friends, and Precious herself tell the other as they witness a dramatic change.
This is the best I've seen so far.
Take cheese.
76-year-old Nathaniel Walker is overjoyed as he watches his great-granddaughter flourish.
Oh, honey, she started growing. She started eating.
I used to eat my food.
Not at all?
No, sir.
Just a little bit?
Just one bite.
And how many bites do you take now?
I eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat.
She's just like a normal child. I see no difference in her than the rest of my children. If I didn't see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it.
In fact, only Rocky and Precious knew the real story of her recovery, that Precious was not following the NIH protocol, but was taking an alternative treatment not approved by the FDA. A surprise to even the doctors who'd been monitoring Precious as she got better. What Rocky has revealed to us is that about midway through, she stopped giving Precious the drugs from your protocol. She never gave her these. What's your response to this kind of information that I'm giving you now?
As far as her health or as far as protocols?
Both.
Well, I really don't know exactly what type of, repercussions this is going to have.
Though Precious never took the pills from the NIH protocol, she got sick from the few injections she did take.
When they came in the room, I had already packed the room. Packed up the room and said no more.
She then turned to this doctor and his controversial, unapproved AIDS treatment. What did you do?
I took it, and with the knowledge that I had, I did what I had to do with it.
You took it without the doctor's knowledge?
Yeah.
Rocky's theft of the drug set off a chain reaction, melding 4 lives together forever. As you'll